In the Kalahari Desert, there's a group of people that haven't changed their ways for tens of thousands of years. These people are called the San People, and they are the oldest living inhabitants of southern Africa. Their timeless techniques that made them so successful can teach us something, both about life and about business. In ancient times, one of the most common causes of death was simply a shortage of food. In the same way, one of the most common causes of business failure is simply a shortage of revenue. One of the methods that they used to always ensure that they had a meal to eat was called persistence hunting. If we follow their techniques, perhaps our businesses can also be around for many years to come. Choose your target wisely. A group of hunters will track down a herd of antelope. They choose the antelope because they know that they can easily be frightened. They understand the antelope's behavior. In business, we need to apply the same technique. Whether you're targeting a customer, a competitor, or even a new employee to hire, we need to spend the time to understand our target before going on the offensive. Surely we can't spend all our time planning or we'll never get anywhere. Action, after all, leads to results, and planned action leads to better results. If we know our target well, we can decide on the best method to approach them. Focus on one thing at a time. The next step is for the hunters to attempt to separate one of the antelope from the rest of its herd. The entire group will work together on this single task and try to achieve it by any means necessary. In business, we need to follow the same technique. We have to get the entire team working on the single most important task. It's baffling how some modern businesses will have people moving in so many different directions and doing so many things that are irrelevant to the success of the business. To ensure you hit your target, you need to get the whole team on the same page so that you can be moving in the same direction. Use the specialist. Once the hunters have successfully separated one of the antelope from its herd, they'll choose the fastest amongst them to chase after him. In business, we need to follow the same method. We need to choose the most skilled individual for the specific task. As simple as it sounds, it's far more complex in real life. You need to deeply understand your team's potential to know who's the best fit. You may not always be able to hire the specialist and will have to create your own. You can only do this if you truly understand the potential of each individual on your team. Persist until you succeed. The antelope is faster than the runner. The only difference is that eventually the antelope will have to slow down to cool off and catch its breath, while the hunter can keep on running for hours and hours on end. The hunter knows that as long as he keeps persisting, he'll eventually catch up to the antelope, even when it seems like he's far behind and it's an impossible task. He knows that the antelope must slow down eventually, as long as he persists. In the same way, you need to just make one more phone call, knock on one more door, write one more proposal. Just keep persisting until you catch your meal. Use the simplest tool. The hunter will eventually catch up to the antelope. You'll find the exhausted animal lying on its side, and you'll use nothing more than a sharpened stick to put it out of its misery. It's so easy to fall prey to spending a fortune in time and money on the latest technological tools. In business, the best tools for the job almost always cost the least, require little to no training, and can increase your profitability almost immediately. If the tool can't pass this test, then perhaps you should pass on the tool. After all, the whole point of business is to increase profitability, not buy cool toys.